Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Zuckerberg Burgle. Here with the coach today, Aaron and Joe. Go and say hi, guys.
Hi.
All right, in this video, we'll be doing another prediction video, giving you our Week 4 NFL predictions. We'll be going through each matchup in the upcoming week of the NFL season, and we'll be determining who we think is going to win or lose said game.
If you like our content, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yep, we're on our way to 250 subscribers, so your subscription means a lot and helping us reach that goal. So please subscribe if you enjoy our content. Back to the video. So here we have our updated NFL prediction standings for the Swivel Chair Sports channel. Last week, Joe led all of us, going 9-7, while me and Aaron split right down the middle, going 8-8 each. If you missed the last two videos, you'll know that we missed the Week 1 predictions. Again, sorry about that. But that does bring our season total to me still in first place, going 17-15 so far, while Joe and Aaron are tied for second at 15-17. So make sure to come back and check out each video to get those updated standings. Alright, so here we've got our ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. I'm going to be going through each matchup, like I said earlier, making our picks for each game in Week 4 of the NFL season. Starting off first, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Cowboys coming off back-to-back losses after beating the tar out of the Browns. This past week, they almost came away with a come-from-behind victory against the Ravens. But once again, Dak Prescott just puts up empty stats in a game that they inevitably end up losing. So, New York Giants, on the other hand, coming off their first win of the season. Malik Neighbors looking like a future all-pro wide receiver, possibly putting himself in Rookie of the Year conversations with the performances he's putting up recently, and may unfortunately save Daniel Jones' job for all you Giants fans out there. So, I mean, coming into this matchup, Cowboys should probably come away with this win. Although I can see the Giants maybe sneaking away with a little cheeky victory, and that would be just hilarious. But yeah, I think I got to pick Dallas in this one. They just should be too talented for this Giants team. I mean, the only team the Giants have beaten so far is the Browns, the same team that the Cowboys beat the living shit out of before dropping 2 straight. So I think the Cowboys should win this.
Yeah, I agree. I went with the Giants last week over the Browns, but that was almost purely because of how inept that Browns offense can be at times. I don't see. I mean, Cowboys did play the Ravens last week and looked absolute dog shit for 3 quarters, but I think they'll probably play a little bit better against the Giants. So I think I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I just get like a half win. I could care less. I don't like either of these teams. The Giants suck, and I just hate the Cowboys. So just let me get a half win instead. With that, I want to spitefully pick against Dallas, but let's go with the Cowboys, and let's just watch them let us down again.
If they lose this game, you are permitted to pick against them the rest of the season. I'll allow it. So.
I won't. I will never pick them if they lose to the Giants.
Yeah.
I won't pick. Don't care who they are.
Yeah. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons start off a little bit slow in Week 1 before coming away with a come-from-behind win in dramatic fashion against the Eagles in Week 2, and then taking the Chiefs down to the wire in Week 3. Just seemingly, that offense gets a little bit better each week. The Saints, on the other hand, kind of go in the opposite direction. Offense looked incredible those first 2 weeks and then came to a screeching halt this past week as they took on the Philadelphia Eagles and could only muster 12 points in a loss where they only allowed 15. So, not really sure what to make of the Saints team right now. They've looked really good at times and they've looked really bad at times. Just kind of like you said in a previous video we did, Aaron. It's the Derek Carr experience, I suppose. But with the Falcons kind of, seemingly finding their groove on offense recently. Darnell Mooney is looking the best he has in years right now. Drake London and Kyle Pitts are getting involved. Bijan Robinson's great, and Kirk Cousins just seems to be getting more comfortable in that offense. I think the Falcons should come away with this win and bring their record to 2-2 on the season.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I've got more faith in Kirk Cousins and that getting, seemingly getting more comfortable in that offense than I do in Derek Carr having a consistent, week.
Explosion.
So
yeah.
I'm right there with you with the Falcons.
So I'm not picking based on any gut feeling or actual picks. I'm just going to go with the Falcons, so that way if they lose, we all lose, and if they win, we all win. So.
There we go. We like it. Teamwork. Makes the dream work. Yeah. I mean, I could see, I will say, first 3 weeks of the season, first team that the Chiefs beat, the Ravens, went on to lose to the Raiders. Second team the Chiefs beat, the Bengals, went on to lose to the Commanders. Maybe there's something about that, and the Falcons end up losing to New Orleans this week, but we'll see.
I like the Saints, though.
I do like the Saints.
That
offense can be explosive. It's just a matter of if they can get it going. Next, we got the Rams versus the Bears. The Rams obviously super banged up, but were able to come away with a last-minute victory against the Niners last week as they were able to win the War of the Wounded over there in California. And Chicago, on the other hand, offensive line still looks fucking terrible. Had Caleb Williams drop back 50 fucking times behind, basically turnstiles up there up front. But had his best game so far, threw for over 300 yards. But he did have 2 picks to go along with it, I believe. Kind of comes down to, do I trust that Bears defense to do enough to stop Matt Stafford? While I do think Caleb Williams is going to make some mistakes this game, I just think that Rams offense is too depleted of talent right now to go up against Bears defense that is really, really good, in my opinion. We're able to beat the Niners last week, but I think a lot of that has to do with the vibes not being super high in San Fran right now after losing basically all of their talent outside the quarterback position. So I got Chicago this week, coming away with a little bit of a underdog victory.
Yeah. I think I have more faith in Matt Stafford. I mean, that Bears defense is staunch. But I think I have a little bit more faith in Matt Stafford to come in there at Soldier Field and get a win for a banged up Rams team that actually didn't look half bad against the 49ers. So give me the Rams.
I'll go with just give me the Rams. I'll take Stafford and McVay. Stafford's a dog.
Yeah, if they weren't as depleted on at the wide receiver position, I'd probably go with you guys, and I'm probably a little too high on the Bears defense. But I hope Caleb Williams doesn't make too many mistakes. Is basically what I'm riding on. Next, we got a fun matchup up in the NFC North. We got the Minnesota Vikings, the undefeated Minnesota Vikings, behind MVP candidate Sam Darnold, and top 5 defense in the league, just like everybody predicted, going up against the Green Bay Packers, who 2-0 since Jordan Love went down. Malik Willis seems to have kind of settled into that Packers offense, and there are murmurs that Jordan Love may play this game. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Don't really see a reason to risk that when Malik Willis is playing as well as he is, and it's very possible that this Vikings team is just riding a really, really fun high to start the season. But I'm going to choose to believe that I said the Packers would go 3-1 in a 4-game stretch without Jordan Love. I still think that's true. But I think instead of losing to the Rams next week, I think they lose to the Vikings this week. So I'm going to go with Minnesota and say Sam Darnold and that Vikings team starts off 4-0. Again, just like everyone predicted, right?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Through 3 games, Minnesota's allowing 71 yards per game on the ground. So, with that being sort of Green Bay's bread and butter here with Malik Willis, obviously leaning on your run game with a backup quarterback, I think I favor a team that's not only seemingly has a good rush defense, leads the league in sacks, and has been getting out to an early lead, allowing those pass rushers to just absolutely jump off the ball late in the game. So give me Minnesota.
I'm a rock with Sam Darnold, man.
Hell yeah,
USC guy just go in.
Hop on the train. MVP. 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 Next we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. I just don't see how a defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to lose to a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who, seemingly just make mistake after mistake after mistake on the offensive side of the football, specifically from the quarterback position. I think Anthony Richardson throws 2 picks in this game, maybe also fumbles it. Very possibly has 3 turnovers. And Justin Fields, assuming he's the starter, hasn't been officially announced yet, but I can't imagine you sit him with his 3-0 start. Justin Fields seems to understand that all he has to do is manage the game, not turn the ball over, take what the defense gives him, and he's going to put himself in position to win. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen, and Steelers start off 4-0. Got Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson has struggled with his completion percentage early on this season, as well as turnovers. And he's going up against obviously one of the best defenses in the league in the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just don't see him having much success passing against that secondary or that O-line and being able to stop TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith coming off of either end. So give me the Steelers as well. Also, Justin Fields has been doing a great job of taking care of the ball and really showing some growth since leaving Chicago. So,
yeah, give me the Steelers. I'm not gonna say anything to jinx it, but I'm rolling with my guys.
Look great right now, at least on the defense.
Also,
the offense doing enough.
Before we move on, I said I wasn't gonna go with like gut picks, so flip me to the Bears on that Rams game. I think I'm calling Caleb Williams' breakout game.
Hey, join me, Joe. Let's go.
The NFL, he goes crazy on that defense. That's what I'm gonna roll with this week.
All right, next we got the Denver Broncos taking on the New York Jets. Bo Nix, best game as a starter in the NFL so far last week. And by best game as a starter, I mean he did not turn the ball over. Way to go, buddy. As for the Jets, way to go, Bo. No more Bo picks, just Bo Nix. Until this week, when I'm sure he throws at least 1, maybe 2. Sauce Gardner, have fun. The Jets team I just think is going to be too good. Aaron Rodgers seems like he's finding a groove. The Broncos aren't good. They won last week, but they're not good. I don't know how they beat the Buccaneers. I just kind of chalk that up to Sean Payton somehow holding some sort of magical voodoo over the NFC South, despite being in Denver now. That's the only explanation for how they could have beat Tampa Bay last week. So, outside of, playing the Falcons, maybe the Saints, or the Carolina Panthers the rest of the season, I don't know how many games the Broncos are actually going to win, especially when you go up a team like the Jets that seems to be, hitting on all cylinders right now. One of the better defenses in the league, you would hope. So, I got the Jets winning this one.
Yeah, once again, I'm there with you. I have faith in Aaron Rodgers being able to kind of navigate that Broncos defense. And as much as I despise Bob Saleh as a terrible head coach, good D coordinator, did cause a lot of problems for Bo Nix.
Jets.
Jets. Jets. I will also say, big storyline to watch out for, Patrick Surtain. Been incredible against number 1 so far this season, so it'll be interesting to see how Garrett Wilson matches up against him this week.
Not against George Pickens.
Wow. Next, we got Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks coming off a really disappointing loss to the Denver Broncos, while the Eagles are coming off a, I guess you could say, disappointing win over the New Orleans Saints because they did not play up to their standards. And we're lucky to get out of there with a 3-point win, despite some terrible head coaching decisions, such as running the ball on 4th down with less than 30 seconds to go at the end of the second quarter, and not converting it, in turn, costing your team at least 3 points. But, yeah, I think, and I made this prediction before the season started when we were going through the preseason predictions. I think the Buccaneers kind of have Philly's number right now. Last year in the first round of the NFC playoffs, obviously, kind of put it on the Philadelphia Eagles in Baker's first playoff game since leaving Cleveland. And Baker's looked incredible this year, outside of last week against the Broncos. I don't think the Eagles have a defense as good as the Broncos, specifically their secondary. I do not think is nearly as good as the Broncos. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers should be able to come away with this one. Philly just hasn't looked very good, in my opinion, this year. Kind of lucky to have the 2 wins that they have. Could easily be 0-3. And, yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is going to end up turning it over one too many times and costing him the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs just got the brakes beaten off of them by the Broncos' Bo Nix. So, I think that this is sort of a bit of a nightmare fuel for Nick Sirianni going back into Tampa, the team that eliminated them from the playoffs last year. Lots of injuries, lots of questionables for that Philly offense,
the wide
especially.
receiver core. Oh my gosh.
And O-line, Mekhi Becton questionable, Lane Johnson questionable. So, some key pieces there for Philly. I think I agree with you. Tampa holds firm and gets a W at home.
You know, this feels like another one of those. I should just pick with you guys so that we win as a team, we lose as a team kind of thing. At the same time, every time I seem to pick the Bucks, they do exactly the opposite of whatever I want. So if I pick them to lose, they win. When I pick them to win, they lose.
Yeah, but they did that last week, so they can't do that 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah, never twice.
You know, they did 2 weeks in a row already for me.
Never
so
thrice.
This would be 3.
Never thrice.
Again, not going with gut picks or nothing, so just put me on the train with you guys. We're gonna win together, lose together, fellas.
Go Baker. Next, we have a game that's a lot tougher to decide than I thought it would be last week.
Battle of the house right here.
You got Andy Dalton,
House cats
by the way. A little bit of a revenge game. I'm sure he's played Cincinnati since he left, but still fun to see Andy Dalton play his old team in the Bengals as he quarterbacks the Carolina Panthers this time around. Bengals, on the other hand, obviously starting off 0-3. I believe it's the worst start under Joe Burrow, at least when he's healthy. And, you know, he's looked fine. Statistically, he looks great. Hasn't been able to get it done in clutch moments, unfortunately, and that defense is quite possibly the worst, not named Jacksonville. So, I really don't know what to say. I want to pick the Panthers, but I just don't think that's realistically a good idea.
Do it. Go Panthers.
You know what? I picked the Cowboys when I kind of wanted to pick the Giants. This will be my fun little upset of the week. I'm going to take the Carolina motherfucking Panthers to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'll be the only one, but that's fine.
Yeah, that certainly is a fun pick.
It is.
I couldn't see the Panthers really winning a game this season after their first week. Then they made that transition to Andy Dalton.
Red Rifle, baby. Injecting some life into the team.
Come on,
I got to go with the Bengals. I got to go with the Bengals.
Boo.
they're looking good on offense. It's just that defense doesn't look good. I don't think that Carolina offense is as good as Washington's was last week. So
I don't know. Did you see them
maybe
last
the
week?
Bengals will be able to force a punt, but maybe they'll be able to force them into a field goal. This could be an exciting one, but I think the Bengals come out.
Maybe they'll drop
top.
30 on them like they did the Raiders. That's supposed to be a good defense, and they put 30 on them.
Laugh and laugh and laugh.
Give me Carolina.
Woo!
Just fuck the Bengals. That's all. That's the only reason.
Fight pick.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's fun though, and I could see it. It's a lot more plausible than it was a week ago, for sure.
Carolina coming off a win
Feeling
at
good.
home. The fans might be feeling it. Got a little juice to them.
Cincinnati
Nobody
coming off
scared of
back-to-back
Bengals.
losses. Back-to-back losses.
Back. Also, you already made your pick, so you can't change it. But Adam Thielen out, hamstring injury.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't care. I saw
Deontay
that. 3
Johnson.
catches.
Xavier Leggett.
8 catches.
Chuba Hubbard.
120.
Andy.
Yeah, let's get it.
Next we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Houston Texans. Jacksonville, what the fuck? Just train running off the tracks right now. Terrible team, offense specifically. Defense even worse. Texans, little underperforming, I think, some people's expectations. Still really well, still doing really well. But maybe a little...
Well, I don't know that everybody had them winning 14 games.
Okay. More people than you think, by the way. A lot of people had them as Super Bowl contenders, which I think was maybe a little premature now, in retrospect. But still a good team. Are coming off a loss to the Vikings. This Jacksonville team, though, I don't think they're going to turn it around until they get a new regime in there, unfortunately. So I've got the Texans.
Yeah, I think I've got some concerns about that Texans O-line. Letting up a lot of pressure this year. Haven't allowed fewer than 3 sacks in a game yet. So I've got my concerns about Houston and that pass protection and frankly the run game, especially if Mixon isn't healthy. But I'll still take them over Jacksonville. They just look like an absolute train wreck.
Yeah. Bad.
Houston at home. For sure.
Next, we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Couple of feisty teams here. Commanders starting off 2-1 against a lot of people's expectations. Jaden Daniels looks like he could run away with Rookie of the Year, potentially. And that defense is bad, I will say. That Washington defense is not good. But the offense is just good enough.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. The offense is just good enough to at least make them exciting to watch. As for the Cardinals, their defense has been pretty damn good. Held the Lions to 20 points this past week. Kept it competitive with the Bills in week 1. Kyler Murray kind of just needs to limit the mistakes, and his team seemingly has a chance to win. I think the Cardinals defense is going to be able to limit the Commanders to at least a couple punts this week, unlike the Bengals. And hopefully Kyler Murray can do just enough to give his team the victory. I got the Cardinals winning and bringing their record up to 2-2 with a chance to kind of make a name for themselves in that division.
This is one of the tough ones this week. I think I'm gonna ride with my guy, Jaden Daniels, there in Washington. Yeah, I could see them punting this week. I think it's a fair shot to say that they will punt one time this week.
At least, yeah.
At least one time this week. So, but he's just so exciting to watch. This should be a really fun game. Both super mobile, buy your time quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels tends to maybe run a little bit more than Kyler Williams, whereas he uses his mobility just to kind of buy time before he throws it. So should be a very dynamic game between quarterbacks, but give me Washington.
I like it.
This is a tough one. I don't think I'm as high on the Cardinals as Burke is, but kind of like his pick because I don't trust the Washington defense. But I'm just gonna roll with Jaden Daniels coming off a big time primetime showing last night. So yeah, let's just rock with Washington for this.
I think this probably isn't the week the Cardinals can gain themselves respect because it's still Washington, but they're getting a little discounted. I feel like every talk show in America this week has been like, every time they pull up a team schedule and they go through them and they get to the Cardinals, they're just like, oh, they should win the one against the Cardinals. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. The Cardinals look like they're a decent team. Maybe don't discredit them to that extent.
I'm not picking based on my actual logical picks.
No, I get that. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other, like the ones that make money off doing this shit.
I agree. I do think they're better than what people are giving them credit for.
Next, we got the Patriots taking on the Niners. Niners are banged up, but they should still be able to beat this Patriots team. I mean, the Patriots are terrible. Somehow beat the Bengals in week 1, but that may just tell you how bad Cincinnati is this year. Outside that, the Patriots have looked like absolute doo-doo dog shit. Did take the Seahawks.
They played Seattle close.
They were fine, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Last week they didn't look good. I don't have any confidence that they're going to be able to compete with the Niners. Despite the Niners, having all those players probably out. I mean, Juwan Jennings, just throw it up to him 50 times and he'll just come down with it every single time. So, I got the Niners winning this one.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings making it Brandon Ayuk because
who
was he that game?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if the 49ers lose to the Patriots, that might be time for some alarms to start going off. Give me San Fran.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Niners somehow lose this one, it's going to be, like you said, Aaron, it's going to be definitely time to panic, I would think. Next, we got the Browns taking on the Raiders. Battle of mid between these two, just juggernauts of defense because their offense is putrid. Well, I thought the Raiders' defense was good. I don't know anymore after they just let the Panthers put 30 on their head.
You thought Cleveland's defense was good, but they just lost to the Giants.
They just lost to the Giants. Well, at least they only let up 21 points. They didn't let up 34. Both offenses stink. Both quarterbacks stink. The Raiders' running game stinks. Browns is okay. Wide receivers for both are fine, I guess. I really don't know which terrible team to pick in this matchup. But I think just because, despite Deshaun Watson, I'm going to go the Raiders. But honestly, I don't... no. I'm going Browns because the shit I've heard come out of Antonio Pierce's mouth since they lost that game has been very discouraging. Basically saying players are quitting on the team already. It's week 3. How do you quit on the team in week 3? On top of that,
you lost 30 to the Panthers.
You'd be shocked.
And on top of that, I think I heard somewhere he hasn't even committed to starting Gardner Minshew this week. Maybe Aiden O'Connell comes in. And with that, kind of question mark at quarterback, I would like to think the Browns can at least run the ball. So I'm going to go with Cleveland.
And they know who their quarterback is.
And they know who their quarterback is before the game starts. So I'm going to go with Cleveland. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cleveland as well. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders won. Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers, they go off.
Yeah.
But I think that pass rush for Cleveland is just a little too good. Give me Cleveland.
I don't like it. I don't at all. I should be doing a spite pick right here. But I'll just hop on with you guys. We're going to win and lose as a team on this one again. So give me Cleveland.
Such a gross game. I don't know if you're watching this game and you're not a Browns or Raiders fan. I don't know what's wrong with your life that's gotten you to that point. But find something better to do with your time, please.
If Deshaun plays bad in this game, as there's already some flags going up, but if he plays bad against this team right here, that's gonna be tough.
I don't know what you can do though. You're paying him so much money. Like, what are you gonna do? Just like it's.
No, you gotta play him.
Yeah.
You gave him 240 guaranteed, but
Yeah.
I mean, still, if he loses to this, that's a not much signs of life.
No, I agree. There's got the Chiefs taking on the Chargers. Chiefs obviously haven't looked great their first 3 games, but done enough just to win. Kind of like how I said at the beginning of the season. Seems like we're just kind of coasting through the regular season, and then we'll turn it on when the playoffs start, because we can do that, and you can't. As for the Chargers, a lot of injuries, as well as Derwin James being suspended. Probably out both tackles. Very possibly, if not definitely.
Is that?
Very possibly, if not definitely, out your starting quarterback in Justin Herbert. It would be a very Chiefs thing to somehow find a way to lose this. But the refs will hand them a win at the very end, I'm sure, as we win by 3 points again. So I've got Kansas City winning this one. Kansas City and the refs winning this one.
Yeah, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth there. We've got the refs on our side, so
Yeah.
KC.
I'm leaning into it. Fuck it.
But good. You guys should.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat the Chiefs. It's almost impossible to beat them and the fucking stripes on the field.
Very true.
With that being said, it banged up Herbert especially. Yeah, I'm picking KC as long as 15's suited up healthy. Not even healthy. As long as he's suiting up and walking onto the field, I'm taking 15.
And referee number 86. Next we've got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football. Should be a fun game, I hope. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-2, but we all kind of know that their talent's better than that. It's just whether or not they're going to end up actually putting it all together, because for some reason they haven't been able to do that consistently. As for the Bills, they're firing on all cylinders right now. Josh Allen's front runner for MVP, as he should be, and is just kind of proving all the doubters wrong, myself included to an extent. And I'm never going to doubt that he's the second best quarterback in the NFL ever again. I've got the Bills. Josh Allen's on fucking fire. Like, gosh damn it, is he making me look stupid right now? So credit to him. Ravens probably going to fall to 1-3. Sucks to be you guys. Josh Allen's just on a different plane of existence right now.
So would you say he's making you eat crow? Or
Raven? Yeah, close enough. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So,
See what you did
this
there.
Buffalo team sort of surprised me. I expected their offense to be fine, maybe not as explosive with the loss of production they had at receiver, but they're
They
coming
are.
out guns a-blazing. And that defense looks miles ahead of where I thought it would be.
They just had to get the old guys out of the room. That's what the problem was. They had to get those old farts out. Good gosh.
Hey, they still got Vaughn.
I mean, he looks incredible, though. He looks like the best he has in years.
I think he's not an every down player. He comes out there for like big third downs.
Fuck it.
So limiting his use, which is smart, because he's not the young buck he once was. But Baltimore also is, played KC really close, obviously. Shouldn't have, but played Dallas very close after dominating the first 3 quarters. So no slouches in their own right, but I think I'm with you in Buffalo getting a big win here.
Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna ride with you guys. I'm gonna go out of spite for the AFC North teams. Wouldn't hate to see them all lose again this week, except for Pittsburgh. So let's go with Buffalo.
Tell you what, if the Ravens lose this game,
Von Miller has 3 sacks doing.
if the Ravens lose this game, they could be in some trouble this season. Because starting off 1-3, while the Steelers potentially start off 4-0, is probably not what you want.
Yeah, but the Bengals could start off
0-4.
0-4.
Yeah, and the Browns start off 1-3. Like, yeah.
Love to see it.
I had 3 teams in that division. I had 3 teams in the. Never mind. I had 3 teams in the East making the playoffs, which unfortunately the Dolphins are not going to do. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Miami Dolphins. A game nobody really wants to see without Tua.
I would just
We
like to
shouldn't
say
we shouldn't have to pick this. We should just disregard this game as if it's not happening.
I would just like to say thank God that this is not the standalone Monday night game.
I will
Because
say,
that would be terrible.
you folks on the West Coast, I envy you, because you're going to be at work when this game starts. Leaving work at best. So you won't have to worry about it. Congrats. As for who I think is going to win, it doesn't matter, but the Titans, bad. The Dolphins without Tua, bad. They're both bad. Defense on the Dolphins side, bad. Defense on the Titans side, not bad. Not bad. But Will Levis is inevitably going to cost him a game. Actually, if Will Levis is going to win a game this season, this would be the one that he has to. So I think I'm going to have to take advantage of that and just hope and pray he doesn't do something colossally stupid for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. So I'm going to take the Titans and really hope Will Levis just does something cool for once.
Yeah, I'm going with the Titans as well. I fully expect him to do something, maybe 2 somethings colossally stupid, but I don't think that Dolphins offense will be able to really capitalize on 1 or 2 or 3 of the incredibly stupid somethings. So
Yeah.
I think that Titans defense is going to be a real problem, especially for backup quarterback down there in Miami. Give me Tennessee.
Thank goodness they got a defense, because if not, this would probably be a loss.
This might be one of your last times to ride on your Will Levis train, bro.
I got to, man.
Sure,
I got
to. Yeah, I'm picking solely this one on win as a channel, lose as a channel. So let's go Tennessee. Well, that's the only reason I'm picking them.
Come on, Will. Do it for us, man. We're like the only channel left that has any semblance of belief in you. Please, just do it for us.
Oh, I don't have faith in him. I have faith in their defense.
No. By semblance, I mean me. By semblance, I mean me. Exclusively. Finally, we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Detroit Lions. Game that should be pretty fun. Probably a little bit of a low-scoring affair, I would imagine. Both teams have the capabilities of kind of putting up some points, but I think both defenses are going to be able to do a good job limiting that from happening. Probably expect them to be kind of in the low 20s this game. Maybe one of them finishes with the high teens number of points. But Lions, coming off a gritty win against the Cardinals, their lone loss of the season was to... Who was it in week 2 that they played? Tampa Bay, that's right. The playoff rematch from a year ago after beating their first playoff rematch from a year ago in the Rams in week 1, which another scrappy win, by the way, as it kind of took Puka Nacua going down for them to, be able to eventually grab a stranglehold of that game in week 1. Seahawks, on the other hand, started off pretty solid. Really, their only bump in the road so far was having to go to overtime with the Patriots of all teams. So Geno Smith, kind of meh so far. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Just doing enough to win games. Defense and that running game's kind of been what they've relied on so far. And I don't think the Lions are going to let them run for much. Just held James Conner to under 20 yards last week. Notably been a pretty decent running defense as of late. So I think the Lions are going to end up giving the Seahawks their first loss of the season and should advance to 3-1 and remain in second place, because I've got the Vikings starting undefeated. Go Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm going with Detroit as well. Seattle's not looked as great as I had hoped they would, despite starting out 3-0. Maybe Gino will kind of turn around, kind of find his stride here in that offense. But this is a tough Detroit defense here, so give me the Lions.
No, I've been riding with you guys, so why not just end it on the final game and let's rock with Detroit also.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, it should be a fun week in the NFL. We've seen crazy upsets already in the first 3 weeks of the season, so I'm sure we'll see some more this week. You can see right here, we as a channel finished 7-9 last week because we didn't use this in the first two, so disregard those. But crazy unpredictable shit's happened so far this season. Anything can happen this week as well. I mean, the Giants might beat the Cowboys, and if that happens, but unless y'all got anything else, I think that'll do it for this episode of the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube, Swivel Chair Sports. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg Burgle, here with the coast today, Aaron and Joe. Go and say bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
All right, please make sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far into the video and enjoy our content. Make sure to comment down below your predictions for Week 4 of the NFL regular season, and let us know what you think of our own predictions. But other than that, deuces. Have a good day.